Good evening, I'm Scott Beadle with St. George News at 8. Nearly $2,100 in community donations to the Iron County Sheriff's Office may settle the debt that the county commissioners say the sheriff owes them. The questions remain whether that will clear him and his lieutenant of potential criminal liability. In January, Sheriff Mark Gower bought a treadmill for his deputies from his own budget, but county commissioners argued it was an inappropriate use of taxpayer money. He said he'd repay, but took it back, saying his budget was autonomous from the commission. Lieutenant Del Schlosser set up an online fundraiser to help repay the money, but took it down. The incident was reviewed for criminal charges by the Kane County attorney. After word got out, new donations were brought directly to the sheriff's office. It'll likely be transferred to the general fund to repay that treadmill, but it remains to be seen if any criminal charges will be filed. A new development for St. George, over 3,000 undeveloped acres spanning from the city's southern end to the Arizona border, is the site of a large development project presented to city officials Thursday. The project is being called Desert Color and picks up a process started over a decade ago, proposing to make the area a regional destination. What was presented to the St. George City Council and Planning Commission Thursday was an updated version of plans, spearheaded by Clyde companies, though multiple groups are involved. It will be a combination of retail and residential. La Verkin is looking for a new mayor. Mayor Kerry Gubler announced he will resign so he and his wife can fulfill their call to serve with the Church of Latter-day Saints. His son, Councilman Micah Gubler, says his parents will be working within the Navajo Reservation in Farmington. Councilman Randy Reeve says he's considering a run for the open position, and all councilors welcome any interested applicants. The vacancy will be filled by the appointment of the City Council at the May 3rd regular meeting. Those interested must submit a declaration of candidacy to the City Recorder by 3 p.m. Friday, April 21st. Utah is projected to see a 40% increase in people living with Alzheimer's disease over the next 8 years, one of the highest in the country. Additionally, the Alzheimer's Association estimates there are 148,000 Alzheimer's and dementia caregivers providing unpaid care in the state. The association is hosting an educational conference next week for caregivers and medical professionals to address the issues that caregivers face, including how to have end-of-life conversations and plans. The conference is $10. It is next Wednesday, April 19th at the Dixie Regional Medical Center in St. George. Free respite care is available for caregivers. To register, call 801-587-7697. A top honor for a local high school student. Pianist Sarah Sun, a sophomore at Cedar High School in Cedar City, has been selected to perform as a soloist during the American Folk Symphony 2017's Salute to Youth concert. Sun will join 5 other young musicians selected by audition to perform solos. The concert is at American Fork Junior High on Monday at 7 p.m. New satellite images show a North Korean nuclear site primed and ready for a test that could come this weekend. President Trump has called North Korea a problem that's looking for trouble. Some are now asking what message that massive bombing in Afghanistan is sending. Janae Norman is tracking it all in Washington.
All eyes on the Pacific ahead of an anticipated nuclear weapons test in North Korea.
North Korea is a problem. The problem will be taken care of.
With global tensions already flaring, President Trump's tweets calling North Korea a problem and a menace that's looking for trouble may only be adding fuel to the fire. North Korea's vice foreign minister said Washington has become more vicious and more aggressive since Trump took office. All of this as satellite images show a North Korean nuclear test site primed and ready.
North Korea's got to change its behavior.
Ahead of that test that could come this weekend, questions over what message dropping that massive bomb in eastern Afghanistan sends to North Korea. That massive ordnance air blast, nicknamed the mother of all bombs, weighs 22,000 pounds and is the largest non-nuclear bomb the U.S. has ever dropped in combat, part of the ongoing fight against ISIS.
We will remove the sanctuary in Afghanistan so that fighters may not flow from Syria to Afghanistan. This weapon was the appropriate weapon to use against this target, and prior to this, we didn't have such a target.
Former Iranian President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad questioning that on Twitter, asking, is the person that drops the world's largest bomb on Afghanistan a bearer of peace or a demon?
Chief Meteorologist Chris Summers has your Southern Utah forecast right after this.
The weather tonight is brought to you by Experamac. Experience Mac computers in a new way.
And welcome back, everyone. A good Friday to you. Temperatures out there not too bad, but a little bit cooler than we've been seeing lately as our high temperatures made it back into the 70s in most areas here late this afternoon. Now, we did see the 80s here just a couple days ago, and it looks like those warmer temperatures are back in the forecast as we head into our weekend. A little chilly to start, though, once again for your Saturday. Temperatures in most areas start out in the 40s, but in the higher elevations around Cedar City, could see temperatures back into the 30s to start our Saturday, but then sunshine returns, pretty pleasant by afternoon, as those high temperatures make it back into the low to mid 70s. Very nice day for Easter, as our Sunday looks very nice out there. Lots of sunshine, a little bit warmer. Wouldn't be surprised to see 80 degrees in some areas, or at least the upper 70s around much of southern Utah by Sunday afternoon. I do see some increasing clouds by next week, and may see a few showers come into the area too. Maybe a little bit of rain early next week. Something to keep an eye on here as we get into the early parts of next week. But just dry weather in the forecast once again here in southern Utah. That dry weather continues with high pressure just up to our north and parts of northern Nevada, but it is warmer to our west and to our south over in parts of California and extending down into parts of southwestern Arizona. That warmer weather is there, and as high pressure moves off to the east, we'll start to see some of those warmer temperatures get back into our area, but also stay pretty dry too as we head into the weekend. Again, that next chance of rain really doesn't come in until maybe middle part of next week. For Cedar City, on your Saturday, we do start out in the 30s, 32 degrees, with mainly clear skies around 7 o'clock in the morning. Mostly sunny skies by afternoon. North-northwest winds about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Looking for a high on our Saturday in Cedar City at about 65 degrees. Near 50 degrees in the start out in St. George in southern Utah. Again, clear skies for our Saturday morning with, again, our 7 o'clock temperature around 50. Up to 61 by noon, and looking for highs in the upper 70s by afternoon. West-southwest winds at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Taking a look at some of the temperatures then around our area for today. Again, not a little bit cooler than we saw yesterday, but still enjoying some pretty nice temperatures. 75 degrees the high today here in St. George, 54 degrees in, in Enterprise, 62 the high temperature in Cedar City, 79 degrees Mesquite, and 76 degrees in Vegas late this afternoon. So for tonight, we'll fall back into the upper 20s to low 30s in some areas by tomorrow morning. Cedar City seeing that temperature in the upper 20s. Again, we'll see those winds out of the northeast about 5 miles per hour. Hurricane at 46 degrees overnight, 51 Mesquite, and 48 degrees St. George overnight tonight. As we head into your Saturday, again, getting started with the weekend, we'll see temperatures a little bit warmer than today. 65 degrees the high at Cedar City, up to 82 in Mesquite, with mostly sunny skies. Hurricane and St. George in the upper 70s as we get into the afternoon hours of our Saturday. Easter Sunday, then Cedar City in the low 70s, lots of sunshine. There comes that chance of rain early next week. Highs in the upper 60s to low 70s for southern Utah and St. George. Again, seeing temperatures into the 80s for Easter, going for a high of 84 degrees across our area on Easter Sunday. Then you can see those shower chances increasing next week, but still staying pretty warm around St. George, low 80s expected, but then eventually dropping back into the mid 70s or so by late parts of next week. But really enjoying some pretty nice weather here, especially for our Easter holiday weekend.
Yeah, that looks great for the weekend, doesn't it?
Yeah, get out and enjoy that. There should be no reason not to get out and enjoy some of that nice weather here this weekend.
All right, thanks, Chris. KCSG Channel 8 has teamed up with Experamac to give away an iPad at the end of the month. All you have to do is go to the KCSG Facebook page or kcsg.com to enter. Once you've entered, be sure to also use the keyword, which we'll announce each night during the broadcast. Tonight's keyword is Zion. You may enter the giveaway every day until May 1st, so be sure to tune in each weeknight to the St. George News at 8 for the keyword of the day and more chances to win an iPad courtesy of KCSG and Experamac. A lot of people are gathered for a galaxy far, far away. We'll take you to a major celebration of Star Wars next. A celebration of galactic proportions has Orlando at the center of the universe. Star Wars celebration kicked off yesterday at the Orange County Convention Center. Hundreds of people from around the world donned costumes to mark the 40th anniversary of the first Star Wars film. Events included droid races, lightsaber battles, and some expensive artwork, and of course, lots of costumes. Thanks for watching.
Hope you have a great weekend. Yeah.